What's up, 360? It is Friday and Aloha Friday. We're going to jump into one last look at the book of Hebrews. And I want to look at chapter 8, starting at verse 11. Sorry, chapter 9, verse 11. And this might be the last one because next week we're getting into a brand new series. And so I might do some Devos pertaining to that series next week. But maybe after Mother's Day, during the week after Mother's Day, I'll wrap up this Hebrew series if you're interested or still watching along. So looking at chapter 9, verse 11, it says this. So Christ now has become the high priest over all the good things that have come. And some translators say all the good things that are to come. And this idea that Christ has been put in the place of the one who mediates or basically institutes all the good things that have come. And the good things to come are endless. The things that God is going to do as he restores creation, as he restores us, as he gives us glorified bodies, as he redeems us from sin and creates a new world for us to inhabit, to be a part of. That's what heaven is all about. He has entered the greater, more perfect tabernacle in heaven, which was not made by human hands and is not a part of this created world. So that's interesting. He's talking about, again, comparing the old temple, the Jewish temple, with the heavenly temple. He's like, this is not something that is part of this created world. It is created. God created everything. He created heaven. He created space and places, and yet it is very different. It's holy. It's set apart, and yet it's going to become a part of this world as heaven and earth merge into one in a new creation. Verse 12 says, with his own blood, not the blood of goats and calves, he has entered the most holy place once for all time and secured our redemption forever. Right? This idea of eternity and being redeemed, there's no question of us entering into some sort of like heavenly state and then things going back to where they were, or us going backwards in time. He has secured forever our redemption, and we're going to be entering into a new state of being, a new state of existence, and it's exciting. Under the old system, the blood of goats and the bulls and the ashes of a heifer could cleanse people's bodies from ceremonial impurity. Verse 14, just think how much more the blood of Christ will purify our consciences from sinful deeds so that we can worship the living God. And I love that. It's very specific, right? Jesus saves us not just for going to heaven when we die. He saves us so that we can be fulfill what we were created to do, and that's worship God. For by the power of the eternal Spirit, Christ offered himself to God as a perfect sacrifice for our sins. Verse 15, that is why he is the one who mediates a new covenant between God and people, so that all who are called can receive the eternal inheritance that God has promised them. For Christ died to set them free from the penalty of the sins that they had committed under the first covenant. And that's the verse we'll leave on today. I love that. Christ died to set them free. This is the reason that Jesus died. If there's a verse that kind of sums up what Jesus did, or the reason that he did what he did, it was for freedom. It was so that we don't have to be free. You guys know the pain of sin. You guys know how sin has messed with your mind, with your heart. It's destroyed families. It's caused suffering, sickness, pain, disease, mental health issues. Sin is the cause and root of all of the evil in the world. And it infects us and affects us. Know that Jesus Christ died so that you can be free from sin, both now and in the age to come. We won't experience the fullness of being free from sin this side of heaven. But as we follow Jesus and as we get to know him, we will see more and more that sin has no rule over us. We don't have to be a slave to it. So live in the freedom today that comes through Jesus. Worship him in appreciation that he died so that you can live a resurrected life free from sin. And we will see you guys next time. See you this weekend at 360. Sunday night, we'll be on Zoom, and we're looking forward to it.